Next up, we've got Jakobi Meyers from North Carolina State. He's 73.625 inches tall, so almost 6'2", I guess a little bit over 6'1.5", 203 pounds, 9.5 inch hands, a 76.5 inch span. So all of those are about right in the middle of the pack, with his span being a little on the low side. The interesting thing to me was I simply cannot find his birth date. If any of you have his birth date, tweet it to me at 365_dynasty, or get a hold of me one of the other ways, whatever you prefer. I do know he's a redshirt junior, so he's probably the class average, 23 years old, 22 years old, something like that. His weight divided by height is a little lower than average, but not by much. His wingspan divided by his height is about average, and his hand size divided by his height is pretty much average. At the combine, the only drill he didn't participate in was the 60-yard shuttle, along with 90% of all the wide receivers that came here. He did run the 40 in 4.63 seconds, so that's slightly concerning. The 40 isn't a death sentence. If you have other good metrics, especially agility, strength, or great traits on film, I really don't care about the 40 too much. But a 4.63 is definitely on the lower end. He did have a 37-inch vertical, which was above average in this class, paired with a below average 118-inch broad jump. To me, that's kind of bizarre when you have these guys who can jump high but not far, or can jump far but not high. In football, I definitely care far more about jumping far than high. I believe that shows better initial first step quickness and stride length and athletic potential more than the vertical. He put up 13 reps on the bench, which is pretty decent. Ran a 7.07 3-cone, which is middle of the pack, and a 4.23 second 20-yard shuttle, which is middle of the pack. So nothing really stands out. I wish I knew his age. His 40 was a little slow, but everything was just kind of average right across the board. For Jakobi Meyers' film, first up I watched Texas A&M. Not interested in blocking. We all know how I feel about that at this point in time. False steps. Sloppy route, but good contested catch on the slant. So it is good to see when you see a receiver that's 6'2" and kind of average that he can at least make a contested catch, because you have to have some tricks. Nice physical push off at the top of his route to get open on a slant stick concept route. Didn't adjust his angle to try to block the defender. So this isn't the shoulder angle to the line of scrimmage I was talking about before. This is he's running at the defender's running at the tackler, and instead of Jakobi changing his direction to go try to make the block, he just kept running straight. I don't understand that, but we already said he's not interested in blocking, and now he almost goes out of his way to not block for a teammate. Poor form and way too tall on blocks. Nice stuttering feet on the break of a short out route. Kind of danced once he got the ball in his hands, but it still looked pretty nice. Poor slant route, no outside head fake whatsoever. He just got murdered by the guy he was trying to block. So far, what have we talked about? First year wide receiver, what do we want to see? At least a little blocking so that it's coachable. But if he's not interested in it, he's going out of his way, and then he gets murdered. That's not a hot start. Horrible stick route, could not turn back the other way. I'm just going off memory here. But a stick route is where you go upfield for a step or two, take a full step or two to the inside or outside, and then sink your hips and explode back the direction you came. If he can't turn back the other way, that shows some agility concerns. Now, at the combine, nothing was horrible, but a lot of people test better than they play on film. Another nice contested catch on an out route, so it looks like he does like to make a couple contested catches. Cannot move side to side while blocking, just bad. So when everything about his blocking is bad, it's hard to believe that he can develop that trait in 1 year, probably even 2 years. It's like a baby learning to walk. They've never done it before. It takes them a lot longer. Next game up was against Virginia. It concerns me that the short out route is his best route so far, and he hasn't broken a tackle after the catch yet. I'd say average speed, average agility, and average long speed. Does nothing after the catch. His only good route is an out route. Horrible blocker, horrible effort, do not watch anymore. So I came to the conclusion that I'm not interested in Jakobi Meyers. He's not blocking. He's not giving effort blocking. He's not running any routes. The only one he does run is a 5-yard out route. The only good thing I've seen is that he will get physical during the route and he will make some contested catches. But when you're this slow and technically unrefined and there's nothing special about you athletically, if anything below average athletically, I don't see a big path for him to develop in the NFL. I just don't see it with him. Maybe I just had Kelvin Harmon on the mind while I was watching this film. But Jakobi Meyers is someone I'm not going to be watching too closely. I'll still be watching. Always keep watching. But he's not high on my list of targets.